21 Pilots just recently dropped their newest song, The Line, and the lore implications that it has is absolutely crazy. If you didn't know, The Line is primarily written for the Netflix series Arcane, and of course the song perfectly fits the themes of Arcane, and the lyrics definitely suit both Vander and Victor, and the things that their characters are going through in the story. However, in typical Tyler Joseph fashion, the lyrics are very lore-coded, in particularly Clancy-coded. I've seen a lot of people already debating whether the fact the lore implications in this song are deliberate or not. Because, it was written for Arcane, it's not written for the lore. But I think it's important to note that music is multifaceted, and Tyler Joseph specifically is a writer that specialises in doing this. He writes songs that allows you to take away several interpretations from it. I feel like this is specifically shown through albums such as Clancy and Trench, as they are pretty narrative and lore heavy, yet regular people can still listen to the music and can get a real life takeaway from it. And I think The Line is similar in the way that yes, it was written for Arcane and the characters, but I also think Tyler had his own story and his own characters in mind when writing it, so that it could be applicable to both. Now let's talk about the possible 21 Pilot lore implications. During the USA leg of the Clancy tour, 21 Pilots put on the FPE event, and in this fan event, where fans could kind of chill and hang out in this lounge, and it was called the Bandito Lounge. Each day in the Bandito Lounge there was a hidden letter, where citizens from Dima wrote to each other. Last month, on the day of the final show and the final FPE event, Blurryface tweeted this tweet, which was an upside down picture of the Bandito Lounge. But if you look carefully, there's actually a bishop robe. And on the bishop robe is a note that is addressed to Clancy. This sort of implies that the robe is intended for Clancy to wear. And you may think, why would Clancy ever wear a bishop robe? Another reason why the letters were so important that was shown at the FPE event was because it actually had a secret message for us to kind of uncode. In each letter there was some capitalized letters within some words, and the letters appeared twice. When putting all the letters that appeared twice together in order to create a sentence, we got the message, we must destroy them or we will become them, and if we become them, we must do it better. And this gives us a pretty heavy indication of where Clancy is going to go next. It kind of indicates that Clancy believes that if he can't destroy Nico and the bishops by simply fighting them, he has to become one. He has to become a bishop to take down Dima from the inside. So this is kind of the theoretical lens that we're going to look at the line through. I view the line as potentially written from Clancy's perspective, talking to the torchbearer / the banditos. The first lyric that I kind of find particularly interesting is, I can feel the light shine on my face, did I disappoint you? The torchbearer is a character that has quite literally always bared light for Clancy. His torch has always led the way for Clancy, both physically and metaphorically. So the lyric, I can feel the light shine on my face, immediately makes me think of the torchbearer. And then Clancy asks, did I disappoint you? If we think about the idea of Clancy becoming a bishop, we have to think about how this might come across to Clancy's alliances. The torchbearer and the banditos have always viewed the bishops as a villain. If Clancy suddenly becomes a bishop, the torchbearer and the banditos might not understand his reasoning for doing so. They might think that Clancy is betraying them and turning his back on everything that they've fought for. Hence why Clancy might be asking them if he's disappointed them by doing this. And this is kind of further enforced by the next lyric. I'd rather you not be here for what could be my final form. The narrative is very quickly heading towards this idea of the final battle. And this final battle might play out with Clancy as a bishop. Now, I don't want to put out this into the universe, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if Clancy was to die after he's become a bishop, that would be the final form that he takes. He would die as a bishop and not as Clancy. And this is devastating. Hence why Clancy is saying he'd rather not have the torchbearer there for when this all happens. Because he doesn't want to be known as this bishop. He doesn't want to be remembered as a bishop. He wants to remember for the fighter that he was. And this is further enforced when he goes on to say, keep the memories of who I was before. I view this as him pleading with the torchbearer and the banditos to remember him for Clancy, for who he actually is, and not something that he's been forced to become. Because if Clancy is becoming a bishop, he's doing it for the greater good. He's not suddenly become evil and decided to switch sides. He's kind of doing it to defeat them from the inside out. but this concept may not be easily understood, especially by his loved ones. Hence why he's asking if he's crossed the line by doing this. So I really do feel like this song can be viewed in this lens. Even with lyrics such as, I guess I've never really faced my fears before, because up until this point, the Torchbearer was always one to help Clancy escape Dima, as well as help him with the guiding ability. But Paladin Strait and what is going to happen beyond Paladin Strait in this kind of next arc, it's like the first time we've properly seen Clancy come into his own, and it's the first time we're having to see him really fight by himself. He's always had somebody he could rely on, whether it was the Torchbearer or the Banditos, but this is the first time where it's got to be him. It has to be him who ends this, and that's scary. It's the first time he's really confronting his fears face to face. The line definitely just makes me more excited to see what's next for 21 Pilots. But I'd love to know if you agree with this interpretation, or if you have any other interpretations. So let me know in the comments below. On the day that I'm recording this, the Line music video comes out tomorrow, so it will be interesting to see if that has any lore connection or implications that we can take away from that. Anyways, that's all. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I will be posting a lot about the 21 Pilots lore in future, so stay tuned and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching!